What's going on, guys? Carlos here from Rise, and today I'm gonna demo the. I'm sorry, let me fix this. We're gonna demo the RGB addressable LEDs. Now these are no different than what you would find at addressable LEDs. They're not proprietary, but you won't find these because it's not cost effective to build these unless you make hundreds, order 100 of them, then it's all right. But these are intended to be used on the side of your RGB LED, sort of something like this. So you would have your base sort of like that, and this will fit sort of like this on your, and then you have your screen here. All right, so it's pretty straightforward. There's no proprietary software. We have a quick little pigtail connection here just so that we can demonstrate this here. So Arduino Pro Micro, we plugged it into the software SimHub. We did the Arduino hardware settings and told it what we wanted. That's pretty straightforward. If you're not too familiar with it, just look up the documentation on how to do that, and you can build just about anything. But for this particular project, we just told it that we want 16 LEDs out of pin 5. We got our ground and our 5 volt and our ground, and again our digital out, which is DIN, and then we kind of pigtail just so that we didn't have to hardwire anything. But essentially your Arduino would be plugged around this spot here, and then will feed into the first LED. Now these are chainables. You can set them up as many LEDs as you want. We are creating our own board, and we're going to call it the LED driver, and it will be limited to maybe, I think, up to 30 LEDs. SimHub isn't limited, but because we are using a USB hub, and it does have a limit on how much voltage it can pull out before it will brown out that USB hub, until we can upgrade the USB hub to a Type C, and it'll give us a lot more headroom in terms of voltage. And but realistically, we're not running these past 30%. There's no need to. They're pretty bright as it is. All right, so again, we go in. As you can see, there's a in and there's a out. Now this is my first prototype. As you can see, I kind of messed up on the schematic, and I had to come back here and kind of scratch. I don't know if you can see that on the eye, and then hardwire it the way I wanted it. So that's corrected. In the next version, we'll have it all correct. Again, happen here as well, and happen here. But on this end, we're not plugging in the back end, so we don't need to fix it. So this is the first prototype, and it works flawlessly except for those two things, and I kind of fixed it. All right, these do have an IC in each one of those LEDs, and we also added some caps on all the LEDs to keep it to help with buffer and smooth out the electricity between all the LEDs so that it's consistent. The LED driver will also have the LED board will also have a bunch of caps and way to help with brownouts and causing your USB hub to shut down due to too much power being used, because you're also having a screen. Maybe you're using a screen along with this, and you're using another HDMI device, HID device to power your buttons and so on. So we got to keep this everything within a certain range so that it doesn't mess up with other hardware that we might be connecting on the USB hub. All right, so let's get started. We'll start with the RGB rev limiter, not rev limiter, the RGB RPM strip, and we're just gonna do plain RPM. So this is RPM here. Oh, I think I lost the connection. Let me just turn this off. There you go. That's too bright. I think we lost the connection here. Yes, we did. We lost our pigtails. So let's just fix that, because we got stuff hanging everywhere. Okay, just our pigtails came off. Okay, let's cycle our thing again. Alrighty, that should help. I think we're good. Let's see. There you go. Alright. So this is currently at 20%, because otherwise I'd have to bring the ISO down on my camera. So it is pretty bright, and that's just at 20. But that's your RPM right there. Alright. We also have a pit limiter animation on this one. And it cycles between yellow and purple. Hard to see that, but it's there. Alright. And then now we're going to go to the side. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but I just have the pit limiter and RGB on this. You can put maybe a fuel gauge on this, and when it starts to get low, it'll switch over to that profile, tell you how much fuel you got. Again, this is all customizable through SimHub, so if you those kind of things, you have to go on Discord and find out how people did that kind of animation. And but I'm probably gonna make something where you could download this specific profile once I fine tune it. Anyways, side ones, left and right, and these are I'm using these for like traction control or DRS enabled, active, ABS, and so on. So let's start with the flags, and we have yellow flag, and that's a steady yellow. Like, again, it's so bright you can't see it. Then we have our blue, okay, and then we have our black flag, which is actually purple, okay, and then we have white flag. This will come on and let you know you're on your last lap. And then you have your green flag, and that will come on when the safety car goes in, or the race starts. That's the only time it will come on, and that's that. All right. Then we got our car spotter. We have left and right. Car left. All right, and car right. There you go. And now we're gonna go to our assist in-car settings. So if you have ABS and the ABS kicks in, it's not gonna blink or stay on. It's gonna blink according to how active the ABS is being used in the car. So this is ABS. Right now my setting has it just blinking like that, but in the game it will blink a lot faster or slower, depending on how active it is. Again, same thing goes with traction control. That will blink according to how active it is. And then we have DRS is active, meaning it's available. And then when it's enabled, if you're using, I don't know, F1, Formula 1 cars, and once you press it to activate it, it'll change color. And that is it. I think that's the gist of it. But again, I mean, the way you change it's up to you. So I will continue putting up some videos on the rest of the boards. I'm going to explain how the RiseCore 32 button input works. We're also going to show the USB hub and some other projects that we're working on. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share, and if you have any comments, Post them in the comment section and give me some ideas. If you have some ideas or whatnot, engage. All right. Thanks for watching.